everyone, I'm Elise,
And I'm Chloe.
and welcome to the Cool Down Room. It's race week, so let's talk about the Hungarian GP Grand Prix. Fucking words. I need a nap. I just said that.
First of
I
all,
need a nap.
I every year forget that this race exists. I don't forget
I
that the
can't.
country of Hungary exists. I do forget that this race exists because it's in the middle of the summer when I'm not doing anything and I'm going insane. And so then I'm like, oh, it's race weekend. What
I
race?
can't forget. I can't forget about this race because it's in Budapest and I'm a fucking Marvel nerd.
Oh, yeah.
So, like anytime I think about this race, I just think about Natasha Romanoff, and then I'm like, okay, I remember it's happening now. Um,
They named a corner of the racetrack after Lewis. Um,
He's got
they
what,
had
two
him,
now at least? Because I know he's got one in
yeah,
Silverstone too,
yeah,
and
I
then
think
there's
so.
this one, and I there
They
might
had
be
him
another
do
one.
like a hand thingy like they have on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and
That was cool.
that looked cool. Anyway, yeah,
Oh, Aston Martin finally got their upgrades, so they're not getting nerve damage anymore. They're not giving their drivers nerve damage.
halfway through the season.
We're halfway through the season, and Aston Martin finally built a car that doesn't fucking DNF every race. Um,
About damn time.
Now it's only the Cadillacs that are DNFing every race. Which is
Right,
painful for
right.
me personally. Okay.
Anyway, can I just say
FP1.
FP all of the free practices were more interesting than quali and the race combined.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And I didn't watch any free practice live because I'm so fucking tired all the time.
No, me
Um,
neither.
I will say for everyone on the timesheet, they had their numbers and like their team colors at one point, and I thought it was really cute.
That's cute. We had some reserve drivers. Colton Herta, Ryo Hirakawa. He was driving for Ollie.
Colton Herta, American hero.
He was in Ryo Hirakawa was in P1 for a second. And I was like, oh,
Hell yeah.
okay.
You know
Paul
what?
Aaron, my baby, my favorite, everyone's
I
favorite.
do, yeah, I do want him to drive in F1 for real
Yeah.
next year. I want him to have a seat next year. There's a couple of people that I think should retire,
Yep.
could retire,
Yep.
and I know they all love the sport, but give it a rest.
You know.
Uh, Also, I worry about their bodies. Like, are y'all
Yeah.
okay? You're
Yeah.
like, there's several drivers in their late 30s and early 40s, and I'm like, this can't be good for you. Like,
Yeah.
my mom is in her early 40s, and like, she talks about getting old, not getting old, but like you ever hear like an adult be like, every day I wake up with a new body pain? Like that
Oh
fucking scene in
yeah.
Gravity Falls where Stan wakes up and he's like, new day, new random body pain. I
Yeah.
have to imagine you're already at that point,
Oh
and the
yeah, for
car must
sure.
make it worse.
Yeah. Um, Leo Fornelli for
Okay.
McLaren, which I feel like I've heard his name so much and just put together that he was driving for Oscar. His number is 6'7". He can't be happy with that this year.
He
Just this
can't be
year.
happy about that right now. You know how many taught my brother, Amelia taught my brother 6'7". Okay. He cannot, Leo cannot possibly, wait, is he Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that name clocks. Leo cannot possibly be happy.
Yeah. And then Fred Vesti drove for Mercedes for Kimmy.
Live, love, love, Frederick Vesti.
The commentators definitely made sure to make everyone remind everyone that the Aston Martin was upgraded because right
Yeah.
off the bat they were like Fernando Alonso and the vastly
Honestly.
updated Aston Martin.
They really said thank God.
Yeah.
He's back, and is he? But
Yeah.
I mean, is
Anyway,
it even a good car? Still no. But
anyway,
uh,
Carlos was driving for noted for driving erratically, which I feel like is just foreshadowing for last weekend.
yeah,
Anyway,
probably. Wait, foreshadowing for last weekend?
for this weekend, I guess. I
Oh,
think of
I
this
thought you said
weekend
I was
as in
like,
like
oh, that's not foreshadowing.
I think
This is
about this
foreshadowing.
weekend as like the weekend that just happened. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, um, down.
Leo was doing
Max was
great
fucking complaining.
all weekend.
And you know
What's
what? He
new?
kind of deserves to. Can I be
He
so
really
for real?
does.
I can't even imagine. Lewis must be so fed up. Like, those two, like Max having been WDC for so long and then being like, this shit sucks now.
Oh yeah.
Lewis must be laughing so bad. Like, imagine how
Yeah.
Lewis feels.
At this
Like,
point, we're like halfway through FP1, and nothing's really happened. And then after this, after like what Elise just said about Max, it just goes downhill so fast.
Literal nosedive. Oh,
They were making a note about how the Ferraris were going against each other, and then they said it seems to be getting heated in that Italian garage. And I was like, no shit.
no fucking shit. I have to imagine it's pretty heated in there. Like Charles and Lewis seem like they're chill and like they're friends, but they
They're chill,
also
but that doesn't mean their engineers are.
and also it definitely seems like they would kind of be the type to like make ever so slightly bitchy comments. Like
Yeah,
where like
especially
you're
Charles, I feel like.
yeah, well where like you're in like a meeting or something and your coworker says something and you're like, "Well, I'm not the one who blah blah blah." And then they get out of the meeting and they're best friends again because like they're the only two who
Yeah,
really get it.
I can
They're
see
locked
it.
in. They know the pain of
And
being a
then right after
Ferrari
they said
driver.
that about the Ferrari garage, Lewis said the car feels pretty bad. The ride is very poor. So,
So they know the pain. That's what we're hearing. Let's see. Oh, double lockup for American hero Colton Herta. Um, I really do just say that about everybody. Uh, Carlos locked up right after he was telling Williams about the bump. So he goes, it's something along the lines of like, I don't think he said this, but it basically was just like, oh, there's a lot of bumps.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
They said it was Paul Aaron was going back and forth trying to cool down his tires, and they called it shopping trolley stuff, and it's like watching fake driving.
Yeah.
Like
No,
it's
legitimately,
like
you ever watch a TV show where like they're in a car and they're going like how no human person drives because they would be swerving? It was like that. Like you could see him
yeah.
can anyway, Lance went off track, but like
His
what the fuck
suspension
else is
fully
new?
broke. No, his
His suspension
suspension
broke. His team told him to push. I felt bad. Like he was just doing what
they
he got
repl
told to do.
they replayed the footage and you can hear the suspension break.
It's
It's
bad.
really bad.
You're like it just sounded gross.
Yeah. Carlos
Which
stopped off track. He like he just fully locked up and then Charles was just like, something broke.
you know what? They were both having kind of a weird weekend. Can we be so for real about that? Like,
It was like Carlos broke, and then they stopped talking about that. And then 2 seconds later, Charles was like, yeah, something's not right. And that was like, oh, different person who's
oh,
also having an issue.
yeah.
Charles still finished in P1 despite that. So that was very eventful FP1.
I think that was the most eventful thing that happened this entire weekend.
It really was. I didn't watch anything
Except
live
for, I mean,
because,
except for the incident,
oh yeah,
which we'll
the
get to.
incident.
The
I want
incident,
to
it
make
was just an
I want to make
incident on the
I
track.
want to make stickers for the podcast that say the incident, and then it's like one of our faces just like shook,
Yeah,
or it's just like a car on the side of a track like stopped.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
FP2, regular grid is back.
yep.
Pierre, off the bat, something feels very wrong. The car is extremely bad.
Well, you're driving an Alpine.
Yep.
But his engineer goes, okay, worse than P1? Question. I was like, okay, Rocky. Okay, Project
And
Hail
then Pierre
Mary.
just goes, yeah.
Let me show you what I got at Comic-Con. Speaking of Project Hail Mary.
Wait, that's so
He's so
cute.
cutie. I do not remember where I got them, but it's so cute. For
Yeah,
those of you on Spotify, I have a little bag charm and it's like a wood lasered thingy and it's got a little like silhouette of Ryland, Grace, and then a little silhouette of Rocky and his little space ball.
so cute.
Yeah.
Um,
And the
Oscar
keychain is
went,
a star. The keychain part is a
that's so
star.
cute.
Anyway.
Oscar went way off track, and I said, "Hey, Oscar." I said, "Hey, Oscar, the track is over there, baby girl." And then
What
I said, "It says hashtag it's windy out there," because it was.
I read it, hashtag it's wind you there.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Because there's not two T's, but I'll do that
Yeah,
sometimes when I write. Like if I write like out there, sometimes the words will blend together and I'll only write
yeah,
one T and then it just becomes weird shorthand.
it's windy. Yeah, but I
I
envisioned
was like, it's
saying
wind?
that hashtag in a Australian accent, so I was saying, "It's windy out there."
That
Are we
doesn't feel
moving?
right. That doesn't look right. Like
Yeah, I
that
realized it
it
after I
just
wrote
doesn't
that.
Chloe with an Australian accent just seems off.
My
Like,
childhood best friend is Australian American, so I grew up
yeah.
going to her house, and her mom is from Brisbane. So I
Yeah.
grew up around an Australian accent, but I am
Yep.
not Australian. And
It's
my friend
kind
would
of
talk to her
like,
mom in an Australian accent and then talk to me in an American accent. So it was very
yeah. It's
she
kind
she
of like
code
when you
switches a lot.
watch, it's kind of like when you watch cartoons and like you see like I watch a lot of Bob's Burgers and I saw the voice actors at a panel recently and with Kristen Shaw, she voices Louise, right? But and it's the same voice, like it's just her normal voice. And so when you hear Kristen Shaw talk and she's like her live action real life self, it feels really weird because you're like, why is this character's voice coming out of this real
Yeah.
person's body? And that's kind of how I feel about you with an Australian accent. It's very disorienting.
Last year, I was in the dorm bathroom with my roommate. This is our weekly tangent that we get to go on about
Yeah.
accents. But I was in the bathroom and I was doing a bunch of accents that night for my roommate because I was goofing off. And we walked into the bathroom and our friend was in there because it was a communal bathroom. And my roommate goes, "Oh my God, Chloe, do the accent for her." And then she turns to our friend and she's like, "She's really good at accents." And I was like, "Guess I'm just a jester now."
We gotta get you
She
a
was like,
hat.
"Do the accent, do it."
Do the accent. I'm
Can
gonna
I just
make you a
say,
jester hat.
oh,
I'm gonna mail
thanks.
it to you in
It's
abroad.
really cute to see your room slowly get put together as the podcast progresses.
Yeah.
Because the
I
first week we
think
did it, there was like nothing on your wall. And then there
and
was like the Nile poster. And then there was like the one next to it. And then the next week it was like the George pillow. And
yeah.
then there was a lamp.
The George Pillow, here's the thing is the George Pillow like lives here now. Like this is his home now. He doesn't move. He's been watching over me while I sleep. And I can't
But
tell if it's helping. But I think that what I should do is halfway through the season, whoever is having like the objectively worst season, which is currently George, because he's having a
yeah.
shit time, they get a pillow and they get put up there, and it's like the place of honor, and the hope is that it brings them good vibes
When
and
I'm at
fixes
college,
their
I have
insecurities.
a Lewis Hamilton poster that goes right above my bed. I also have a Lewis Hamilton Funko Pop that sits on my desk that looks over me while I sleep. And then I have a Lewis Hamilton. It's like what his name looks like on the leaderboard. It says
Mhm.
Ham. And my friends walk into my dorm and they go, "Who's Ham?"
Yeah. I
Um,
think I think what
but
you
all
need
of
to do
that
is
looks
you
over
need
me as I
to
sleep.
I think what you need to do is you need to turn the Lewis Funko Pop around so you watch as you study so that you can just kind of feel his very intense aura, like making you
Yeah.
do better.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it because
Anyway,
do it so Lewis Hamilton would be proud of you and so you could compete
mhm.
with Lewis Hamilton on a success level.
Also, I should add that the light of his name and the poster are him for Ferrari, and then the Funko Pop is him in a Mercedes costume when he had braids.
And oh no, he only won 6 of his championships with Mercedes. There was
We
one
should also
there, I
add
think.
that I got Elise that George pillow, and I have a matching one that's Charles, but it's at college, and
Yeah.
so we have cute little matching
We do have cute little
tie
matching
dyes.
pillows. I might have to, if George leaves, which he might, I might have to like make a little paper
No,
thing or
just
whatever.
start saying it's Kimmy because people come into my room at college and they look at the Charles pillow and they know I have a hot crush on Ollie Behrman. And they go,
Mhm.
"Is that Ollie?" And I go, "Does that look like a 20-year-old man to you?" And they go, "Yes." And I go, "No, that's Charles Leclerc."
No, I just need it to be well also like I think what I'm gonna do if George ever changes teams is I'll just do like a paper version of this stuff
Yeah.
or whatever his new team is and then I'll like safety pin it on.
I really wanted a Lewis pillow so that we could have matching Mercedes ones, but it was Lewis in his Mercedes outfit. And we started the podcast the year before he switched to Ferrari. And
Yeah.
so I didn't want to have like an inaccurate little pillow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, uh
the commentators were talking about Arvid going really fast. And they said, catch it if you can, Arvid Lindblad. And I said, there's an idea for a children's book.
we could write a children's book together.
We
We
could.
said this last time, it can't be that hard. It really just cannot be that difficult.
Yeah. And then the commentators were like, let's check in with Alex. And I was like, hey, so what if we didn't?
Look, your note is like, oh, like as if he's not doing too hot. And I was like, girl, James Vowles apologized to him and Carlos about the state of the car. He is not doing too hot. Like, I think we
Yeah.
do need to check in with him and just ask if he's okay, you know? How's your mental
Mac,
health, Alex?
no,
And
for real.
Carlos, but Alex.
Max was
Carlos is
complaining
beefing
about the
with
car
Oscar.
again.
He's fine. All right.
Yeah.
How's Alex? Uh,
Max said he felt like he was laying down, and this did happen earlier in the year. And I was envisioning him laying down, and apparently this weekend he was.
yeah, he said like his back was further back than normal. And I just, The best
Yeah,
engineers in the world.
for real.
I
We
know it's
can't put a seat
probably
in.
bad with like the G-forces or whatever, but like the best engineers in the world, and you can't move the seat while you're driving.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Franco into the barriers, which was a red flag. Not like a red flag for Franco. That's I realized that when I said it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a red flag. It was. There was no grip on the corner he went off on for literally anyone. Like
It's not
watching them
his
go around
fault.
that, it looked like watching a speed skater go around a corner.
Yeah,
They
that's not
they
his fault.
slip it and slide in off that corner.
Yeah. You do you ever see somebody like when they play the first person driving and like you know that they're gonna go off? Like they said that he was
Oh
going off,
yeah.
but on the first person replay, and you're just like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he was gonna go off. That was how I felt watching the first person replay of Franco. Like I was like, yeah, all right.
Kimmy said, I keep blocking the rear. It's too much. And I was like,
It's
okay,
too
Miss
much.
Girl. It's too much.
Girl, you're the world champion. Like, come on now.
Lewis Charles Lando fastest lap, my dream date. Cute. And that's a Love
Fastest
Island
lap?
reference. Yeah.
Fastest lap or fastest like time? Wait.
Like at the end, they say like the fastest laps were Lewis Charles Lando.
Okay, see, so I thought you meant that like I don't know what the fuck I thought you meant, but I was just like, oh, she means that they were in P1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Yeah. And I said my
As
dream
if the
date. Cute. And
positions
that's a
there
Love
mean
Island
anything.
reference for those of you who watch Love Island.
What?
Um,
Oh, yeah.
my dream date. Cute.
I don't watch
FP3.
Love Island.
Um, yeah,
I'm
I
not
only
hip
watch it on
enough for
social
that, I
media.
hear.
I
Huh?
can only watch it with other people. I said I only watch it on the internet. Like I don't watch full
Yeah.
episodes. I get like it in my feed. Anyway,
Yeah.
FP3, the beginning of the leaderboard was Franco, Lance, Valtteri. And
Mhm.
that was crazy. The track was dusty. Again, hashtag it's windy out there.
For those of you who are on Spotify and didn't just see that, I got tired of my wig on her little mannequin head sitting on my bed, and so I tried to move her to my nightstand, and she immediately fell over. But I thought it would be funny if she was in here.
That looks like you've killed somebody. It looks like there's like
That works. That's just a slight head of hair. The very
um
messy wig because it's synthetic, so it gets tangled really easily.
I don't know
Anyway,
what a tear off is, but Lewis had one stuck on his rear wing. I don't know what it is, but it
I
was stuck
think,
there.
see, I was gonna say I think that's the thing they use to like cover the wheels to keep them warm, but I would think that's just called a tire cover. Pretty sure that's
Yeah.
just a tire cover. Hang on. Hang on. This is what
Hang
Google
on.
cover. Mm.
For those of you on
Heated
Spotify,
tire.
we're
Oh yeah,
Googling
no,
it.
it is that.
Oh, I don't know who missed
Oh no,
that.
wait, not a tire cover. Fuck. Hang on. I searched tire cover. Thin, transparent plastic sheets stacked on a driver's helmet visor to clear away dirt, bugs, and oil at high speeds.
So he had
So
like a
how
little
the
helmet.
fuck did it get on his rear wing if that's
Good
supposed to be on
question.
his helmet?
Somebody's getting fired. Anyway,
Anyway, uh the commentators go, "This is tasty from Norris." Excuse me?
stop
Like,
that
do we ever get rid of weird things to say?
for real. Um, Checo stopped off track. He dead ass left the pits, and then 2 seconds later, his car just stopped. Um,
He
and
was
then I think his rear brakes were on fire.
he goes, it looks like the brakes are on fire in the back in the calmest voice I've ever seen or I've
And
ever
that's what
heard
it's like
seen.
driving a Cadillac.
That's what it's like driving a Cadillac. The brakes are on fire. It's literally like that picture of the dog in like the
Yeah.
on fire room, and he's like, "It's fine."
Yeah,
Uh, but also
every
foreshadowing.
for real. Everyone moved the fuck the way out for Max.
Dude, the commenters go, they're not impeding, but it is distracting when you've got that number of cars. Give them a break.
Damn.
Give me a break.
Also,
Give
I
me
want
a
to
break.
add,
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Do you remember that?
yes. I also want to add that
I'm really
after
tired.
before FP3, Alex and Charles were walking into the pits or into the paddock with Leo, and he went to the bathroom right outside of the Red Bull garage, and Charles took a photo of it.
Yup.
He was very proud. Alex was really embarrassed, and Charles was like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Hold it right there."
Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
Quali.
it was really funny. I'm
Every
trying.
week we have less and less notes about Quali, and that says something about this season.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm trying to make sure I have everything in order for. Oh, I thought I screenshot
What?
that. Whatever. Okay. I have everything
Anyway,
in order. Anyway, I watched Quali and the race live. I didn't internalize anything. I don't remember
yeah.
anything that happened. Like, I think it's because I was getting ready for Comic-Con at the time. Like, I was like getting ready while I watched it, so I was a little bit stressed out. Because let me tell you, getting this on is not easy. We gotta come up with a name for her, by the way.
Q1 and Q2, absolutely nothing happened. In Q3, our notes are very long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in Q1, the literally this just makes me laugh. Haas isn't going out until later so they can save us out of tires because they think they can get into Q2. Please, God, let it be so. They were half wrong. Ollie didn't make it. I was like, fuck. I was so mad about it.
And the commentators said on board with Carlos Sainz and Ernst Sainz, and that lap goes in the bin.
Yeah. No, I felt bad. I love
Um,
Ollie too much for him to not make it to
this
Q2.
is a
He
commentator's,
was having a rough
yeah,
weekend.
this is the commentator's word for word. He goes down a gear, turn it in, wait, patience, fight the car, then go. That was about Oscar. And I said it's giving the like more passion, more energy, more footwork. It was giving that.
What is it? Whipped into shape from Legally Blonde the musical?
Yes.
Literally, when I say jump, say how high, you know you're doing it right when you start to cry. McLaren's
Yeah.
motto. Anyway, Oscar and Carlos were fighting all weekend.
Mhm.
Speaking of Oscar,
Nando and Nando and
Fernando
Q2.
Alonso in Q2, it's a miracle. Alex, why is the balance changing so much? Oh, Alex.
So sad.
Oh, Alex Albon.
Q2, nothing happened. Isaac
Isaac's fun.
spun.
I feel like that happened. He was
Yeah.
still going. There was like a 2 second yellow flag. I was like, damn. Um,
And then he said, okay, but like, come on, someone's always the fucking same. I don't know who he said that about. Could have been him.
could have
But
been literally anyone.
yeah,
Um, Kimmy got his lap time deleted with 2 minutes left,
he
and I was
like
like,
barely
this
made
bitch
it to
might not make
Q3.
it. Like I thought he wasn't gonna make it.
Anyway,
I was like,
Q3, here's where everything,
I was kind of wondering if he even had time, but then I was like, fuck,
yeah,
like this is a shorter, but it's a shorter circuit, so he had time to do a second one. But for a second, I was like, this bitch might not make it. Also, what is
Q3,
it? I'm
every,
sorry. What is it with Kimmy and track limits?
right?
What the
Bro
fuck is
cannot
it with
stay
Kimmy
on
and
the
track limits?
track. And I feel like
What are
that's
we doing?
half of his job.
Yeah.
Win races and stay on the track. And bro can't,
I saw
he's halfway
I
there.
I saw someone saying on Twitter they were like, "Oh, and like Kimmy has to have Bono tell him like the difference between a single and double yellow and like when to put on the throttle and when to like lift off the brake and all that stuff." And I was like, "Are we I want to know if that's true. I want to know if Bono is in his ear being like, "And now lift."
Yeah.
I kind of want to know. Like I feel like I should go back through through the race. But anyway,
Q3,
Q3
everything went downhill. Nico was in
yeah.
P3, so we started off strong.
And then Max
Max
spun,
Kimby
which was
finished in
fine.
P4. Deadass, I think that's his worst quality time all season. He finished during the yellow flag, and then he got a 3 place grid penalty for not slowing enough during the yellow flag.
Mind you, it wasn't Max that crashed. Like,
Yeah. And then
I
Oscar,
think I really was not paying that much attention because I think it was Max spinning and then crashing that caused the yellow flag, but I don't
yeah.
really know.
Oscar was beefing with everybody and their mom this weekend. He said, fuck me, man. And that was about Lewis getting too close to him. And then Lewis was confused because he was like, oh, is Piastri on a lap? Or what's going on? It was giving like really sarcastic Valley Girl.
I would love to see Valley Girl Lewis, and I do
All
think
right.
he deserves to be just
He's
the most
dating
Valley
one.
Girl ever. He's dating Kim Kardashian, okay?
He's dating the Valley Girl.
He's dating the Valley Girl, other than myself. Anyway, George just like stopped.
And I said, you know what's really funny? They didn't show that at all in the F1 TV highlights.
And see, and here's the thing is I don't even remember this happening.
He still finished in P7, so I don't know what happened.
I really don't. Like, I have no fucking clue. I internalized nothing.
Something about the audio for the highlights, the quality highlights were so crisp. I was like, wow, I can hear way too much right now. Um, and then Lando took pole from Lewis by 100th of a second. And then Lewis accidentally pulled into the P1 spot and they had to switch the signs. And that was really awkward.
If I was, to be honest, if I was a driver, I would routinely accidentally pull into a P1 spot just to fuck with people.
That's funny. And then he
Just
got,
the first time,
yeah.
just be like, yeah, I totally thought I was in P1. I thought I was in the right place.
And then Lewis got a three-place grid penalty, so he actually started in P5. And I don't know if anyone, I don't think anybody on here can follow me on Instagram unless you're a friend because I have a private account. But the thing that F1 posted of Lewis when his reaction to getting the three-place grid penalty, he's going like this. He's like this. He's like, oh no. It looks like that. Can we put it here? The meme of Cynthia Erivo in like that press conference with her
Yes!
long ass nails. It looks like that. And I thought that was hilarious. And I saw that photo and it was the first thing I thought was, oh my God, he looks like Cynthia Erivo. And then I posted it on my Instagram story and I got some great reactions to that.
Hell yeah.
It was really funny though. Um, anyway, when Lando found out he got pole, he said, yeah, man, really loudly into the radio. And I envisioned his engineer going like this. He was like,
Yeah. They
he's like,
called
damn.
it an overperformance. Like Andrea Stella called it an overperformance, which is so weird to me. Like
Yeah,
I get it, like you didn't think he was gonna do well, but like damn.
yeah.
Like wow, dude, rude. Anyway. Oh, Max. We don't have tire degradations, we have car degradations. Max
I
is a
said,
messy
well
bitch,
said, I
I
think. And then at Fan Zone, a lady asked Max and Isaac what they've learned about each other, and all Isaac said was he's handy, and Max said he's French.
two most important things about them, I guess.
And the caption underneath that video was like, wow, they've spent like half a year together, and clearly they don't hang out that much.
I mean, they're pretty different age groups. Like,
Yeah.
I don't hang out with my coworkers who are in their 30s.
All my coworkers are in their 30s. I have no choice.
None of my co no,
But they
I do
all
have
look like they're
coworkers in their
really
30s.
young. And so
But
sometimes
they're enough that
I
are
get asked how old I am a lot because a lot of my coworkers are in their 30s, but they still look like they're 16.
yeah.
And so I get asked how old I am, and I say, oh, I'm 20. And the people, it's like that, you're 20?
You're 20? I'm gonna be 20 so soon. Don't fucking
So
remind
soon.
me.
But like, my sister's friends came into the bookstore the other week where I work, and they were like, oh, you're Marin's sister. And I was like, yeah. And then they were like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 20. And she was like, you look 15. And I was like, thanks. What?
See, I'm almost 20, but I look older because I wear makeup, so I get carded. I don't get carded sometimes.
Cute.
I
Anyway,
got served twice in like 10 days.
oh,
Motherfucker.
getting into
Let's
the
talk about the
race.
race. George had anti-stall, so he went down to P20 immediately.
There's a guy who does F1 race recaps on TikTok and Instagram, but he does them. Have you seen him? It's like he's running around his backyard as if he's like
Yes!
the driver. The one he did for this week was like George has like headphones on and he's like playing on an iPad and the FIA is standing like right over him and they're like, George, George. And then he's like, he goes like, what? And they're like, the race started. And George is like, oh shit. He like throws the iPad back and starts like running.
See, and I wish that was why. Like,
It's really funny.
I
Anyway,
wish it wasn't car issues. It's car. I don't need to get mad about this again, but it's car issues. It's not George's fault, and they need to start actually investigating before Total Wolf starts talking shit.
yeah.
Torger,
Um,
you're not my friend, actually. You're not Toto anymore. You're not the little dog from The Wizard of Oz, because the little dog from The Wizard of Oz is probably cooler than you. I like him more than I like you right about now, Torger Wolf. Which, by the
um,
way, insane name. I don't know how common that name is in Austria, but it's kind of an insane name.
yeah. Oscar had a really good start, and I'm just gonna leave it there so I don't get upset. And Charles
What?
did not
Yeah,
have a good start.
Charles
Anyway,
really did not.
we're
Um,
so I want to add something that this is like related, I
mhm.
promise. The F1 TV notes, the highlights went from lap 1 to lap 7 to lap 11. And I was like, whoa. Anyway,
Literally mirroring my notes. Uh, Lap 7, Max's damping failed, whatever the fuck that means. Um, Again, Max on lap 11. Please do something about the shifts and don't tell me it's me shifting later. I was like, okay, I got it. Uh, lap 12. It's not easy to overtake here, the commentators say. Meanwhile, George is in P12.
yeah,
From P 20, he
yeah.
is moving up
Yeah.
once every like 2.5 laps. Like,
And this
can
is
we
where
be
I
so for
noticed
real?
that the F1 TV highlights went from lap 1 to lap 14. That's rude and hateful.
Yep.
You're missing 13 laps in there, excuse me. The drone coverage is back. I actually really like it.
You like it now.
I like it now. It was making me nauseous on the other track, but this one it wasn't.
No, that's fair. I feel like the other track is like, and can I just say one thing? The other track had hills. Can I just say
Yeah.
about Budapest? I thought to myself, self, this track is curvy. It has turns. George has been having trouble with straight line speed, so it's going to be fine because all the straights here are shorter. No, it wasn't fine. It's fine. It's okay. I don't need to get upset again. This might be that might be the only thing keeping me awake though. Anyway, lap 15, Valtteri had some fire on his left brake, so he retired. Uh,
What's new?
Full brake flag.
Cadillac really is that meme of like the fox sitting in the chair with like everything's fine. Because they're always on fire.
Isn't it a dog?
There's one with the fox and there's one with the dog.
Okay.
Or like the burning
Yeah, but
elbow
he had
meme,
like
that's
full
them.
brake he had like full brake failure and then he had to stop in the pit lane. So there was like a yellow flag specifically in the pit lane. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think they've
Um,
ever had to do
Max
that.
Max passed Lewis and literally everybody else on the track from the literal nowhere. He
Yeah.
came out of literally nowhere and just the drivers were giving me war flashbacks in the cool down room. They were talking about how it was like 2024 and I was like, "Don't say
Stop.
that."
I don't want to
Stop.
talk about 2024. Uh, Lap 17, I don't want to complain again, but that was moving under braking. It's nice action, but it's not right. And this was when he passed Lewis. I was like, are you talking about you or Lewis? Like,
I think he was talking about him. He was like, "Yeah, that wasn't right, but like that was nice."
and then he didn't get a penalty, I don't think. Yeah.
Oscar came into the pits and said something.
Oh
I'm
no,
miles fat.
that was Lando. That was
It
Lando because
was.
it's been a huge point of contention.
He goes, I'm miles faster. Something, something, something. 10 second. And I didn't catch what
Yeah.
he said.
He was saying that he's a lot faster than Oscar, and then he was like, "Oh, like I could shave 10 seconds off if per," or he was like, "Oh,
Oh,
if he was like in the front."
okay.
So lap 38, Carlos and Oscar contact, but according to the timesheet, Carlos hasn't been lapped and therefore isn't anywhere near Oscar. So it was like, I think the timesheet must have been wrong and he got lapped, but they didn't have the +1 lap on it.
Yeah.
So, Oscar, my throat is very dry. Get out of the way, get out of the fucking way, you idiot. Oh my God. Oscar
I
Piastri,
don't think I've ever
2026.
heard him that mad on the radio.
Yeah.
He was doing so well. It made me so upset. The commentators were like audibly upset about it. And he was fine and he went back out. That's foreshadowing. And then they called Carlos a backlogger.
What the fuck does that even mean? Like,
Like he's holding people up.
okay, well, then they need to give him a penalty for impeding. Lap 51, Charles's car started overheating. If you get his engineer goes, if you get back into the rhythm, it should help. He goes, what rhythm? And the commentator goes, it's the rhythm of the night, Charles.
And that's top meme of 2025,
Top meme
2026 season.
of 2025. Let me just. Yeah, Charles, I don't think has any joy upon his face or sunshine in an empty place right now.
And I said, this is what happens when two funny girls start an F1 podcast. We
I was
start
like, that
making
wasn't even
memes.
me.
We start making memes out of everything. That was so perfectly timed.
Laptop down. Okay. Checo retired because he had suspension issues.
Timmy was begging the team to stay out on his tires, but they were like, Miss Girl, you don't have the tire life. Lap
So we gotta
56,
talk about Oscar and Carlos.
Oscar stopped off track and was out of the race. It made me so mad and so sad.
Wait,
So many
fuck, was this
feelings.
not Carlos's fault?
It was.
I thought, well,
He-
because this was on lap
They
56.
they collided and then he kept driving and then Carlos must have hit something that was not good, but we still don't really know what happened and then he just stopped.
Okay. So now I'm going to tell you all what Carlos said about this. Sainz added that while he felt sorry for Piastri, he thought that he had a pretty good excuse for what happened in the incident. This is about them like
Okay,
colliding,
and
but
we'll get
also
to that
feeling
later because I have Oscar's reaction to that.
okay. I don't know if he could also have been a bit more careful given that he's the one fighting for podiums and he positioned himself a bit more cautiously because of all the issues we were all having with the blue flags because apparently the blue flag thing where it's like oh you've been lapped or whatever wasn't showing up on Carlos's onboard or like his dashboard or whatever.
Oh,
And then but also like they wave them. Just look up. Excuse me. Just look up.
yeah.
Look to the side, check your mirrors, like
Oscar lost the gearbox, and so then there was a yellow flag. But yeah, he was out lap 56 of a 70 something lap race. Yeah. So he was real close, and he was in P3, I think.
yeah.
Something like that. P3, P4.
Hmm.
And then lap 57, there was a virtual safety car for Oscar, probably, because they had to get his car off the track,
Yep.
probably.
Oh,
Lap
Kimmy.
58, Kimmy was like, I think I was ahead as he came out of the pits ahead of Charles. Miss Girl, calm down. You're leading the championship. You don't need to lead every
No,
race.
literally, like I'm sorry you're gonna be fine if you don't win. Like,
And then the commentator said, in relation to Elise's note, and to those who say get rid of the blue flags, welcome to what it would look like.
keep them.
Lap
Please
66,
keep
5 second
the blue flags.
time penalty for Lewis for speeding in the pit lane. And actually, it was a 66 lap race, not 77, like I thought. Um, Lando won. He also got pole in quali, so you
Yeah.
know. And then Max, and then
Clap if you're
Kimmy.
shocked. I mean,
Nico got
a
points.
little bit.
He
Just
got
because the McLaren
P9.
is kind of a shitbox, I'm a little
No,
bit surprised.
right.
But um Nico points and he finished in ninth, so that's like
Yeah.
how many fuck me. How many points?
Uh, it doesn't matter, I was gonna say, because not all of them he's gotten points. And he
Well, I
hasn't
don't
been with
remember how many you
Williams the
get
whole
if you
time.
finish at ninth. Two
Oh,
points.
ninth? Two,
Two
yeah.
points, yeah.
Um,
Which is good.
Oscar, okay. So
Yeah.
in press
Anyway.
after, they were asking Oscar how he felt, and he said, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen on a racetrack. I don't really care what excuse he gave. So there's that.
It's
Also
everybody was just mad. Everybody needs
Max
a
was
break.
really mad throughout the race. He was just yelling at everybody. When I said like everybody was moving out of the way for Max, he was like yelling through that.
Yeah.
He was like,
No,
guys, get out of the way.
it was a rough time. I think everybody's just tired, like to be
Yeah.
honest.
And now they get a 3 week break, so they need that. And
Well,
then
I
Toto
need
called the
that.
Black Markers Teletubbies because they were apparently just sitting around doing nothing. And I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Didn't know
Okay.
he knew what a Teletubby was, but there we
I mean,
go.
he has kids.
Yeah, but it's an American show.
No, it's
Is it? Is it British?
no, it's a British show. I think it's a British show.
Oh, I didn't watch Teletubbies growing up. I thought they were creepy.
They are creepy. Yeah, it's a British children's show.
Okay, so then no wonder he knows what it is. I just never thought I would hear Toto Wolff say the word
Neither
Teletubby
him nor
on international
British.
television. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm looking through stuff on my desk because that's where we are, and I
All
just
right,
found it
well, never
right.
mind. I can't find fucking anything, but whatever. Total Wolf knows what Teletubbies are. Uh, okay.
Anyone?
So that is all that we have for you. After this, there is going to be a 3 week break from F1, and then we will be going on kind of a weird
We'll
semi-hiatus-ish.
be switching primarily to social media. I think
Yeah,
that will
just
also
to make
help us a
things
lot.
a little bit easier, because Chloe will be abroad and I don't want to be because recording is going to be really hard with Chloe abroad, and I don't really want to record in like a podcast studio without Chloe. So rather than doing full episodes of this, we're kind of going to do Instagram and TikTok updates, and we might have something called like Soapbox Sundays where
Yeah.
whatever makes us crash out most about the race is what we will film, and we will talk about that. And then
Because
there will
I
be
also want
like
to add,
race highlights
I
and stuff.
will be in Europe for the semester, so I will be on a really, really good time zone for most of the races until we get to the US races, and which I won't be.
And
But
which
for all the
I
ra
will be for
for
what?
the races for the races happening in the fall, we'll just kind of see how it goes. I will probably honestly do some Chloe at the Flow stuff just because my class schedule
Yeah.
is so lenient. I can do some stuff with that.
I'll
I'll
probably
also
do a couple of rewinds or something like that. I want to do one about the 1983, I want to say it was the South African Grand Prix where they all like
oh yeah.
boycotted and locked themselves in a hotel room.
We need to, okay. I'm gonna pitch this idea like on the podcast so that it reaches somewhere. There is a girl who has written a full script and pitch for an F1 book, romance book and TV show pilot. It is a real it's like that book you did last year,
Yeah.
but better, in my opinion. Her videos come up like every so often on my For You page. She's written the full like first pilot episode, and she's written half of the book, I think. And I think we should reach out to her and conspire.
We should conspire. I
I'll
am
find
like
her and send it
an
to you. But
actress. Like I
yeah, there's also
not
these two
necessarily by
girls.
trade anymore, but I still act.
Yeah.
Like,
There's also these
please give me
two
a part. Anyway.
there's also these two girls who have an F1 podcast in the UK, and I should send them. They're like basically us, except they sit in person every time. But
Yeah.
I follow them, and I feel like I should send that to you because I feel like we should reach out to them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
um, until we see you next time, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify channels, like this video, find us on Instagram because that's where we will primarily be, and hopefully we'll open up a TikTok for the fall. So yeah.
yep. Um, we will see you back here in a few months, but like Chloe said, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and the TikTok when I make it. And until then, have a beautiful summer break. Mwah.
Mwah.